Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 6 of Season 3 of the F1 2018 Williams Road to Glory Career Mode, where today we're here once again at the Monaco Grand Prix. And coming into this weekend, even more good news, more and more upgrades going on the car. And just look at that progression chart. We are really getting leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. You can see Renault are really starting to come up towards the top of the field as well. Maybe they're a team that we'll have to look into ready for next season as well, yeah, but obviously at the moment we're still trying to focus on this Williams team. But yeah, the Monaco Grand Prix then, obviously, it's got a place in my heart in this career mode, obviously. We were able to win the Monaco Grand Prix last season, my very first victory in this Road to Glory career mode. It was also in Season 1, the only track where I got a podium as well, so, it's been a place for a lot of firsts for us. But yeah, as you can see, coming into this weekend, though, we're going to have a lot tougher time at this Grand Prix weekend. If you missed out on the Spanish Grand Prix last time out, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. It's sort of weird, it links into this one quite nicely in that sense. But yeah, unfortunately, we've had to put a fresh gearbox into the car. I'm not willing to risk an engine failure around the Monaco Grand Prix. We absolutely need the points at the moment, obviously, after the abysmal Spanish Grand Prix, obviously, yesterday as well. But free practices always went, fairly simple. Nothing too much to say about that one on the whole. But yeah, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Feeling prepared, although obviously we will be starting a lot further down the order than I personally would like as well. You can just see how much of a clear-cut advantage we have at the top. It is pretty phenomenal how well we've been able to sort of move this car up through the order, and now obviously we want to still try and fight for the Constructors' World Championship this season, as well as the fact I do sort of want to get off the achievement as well on this game for getting all of the upgrades in a single department. So that's probably, I may focus on the aero a little bit more than I realistically should. But yeah, going into this Grand Prix weekend though, we are going to play a little bit of a strategy game here. We are going to go back on to a load of the old engine parts here. Obviously really, really important that, Monaco is not a power track by any stretch of the imagination. So there's no point wearing out, the fresher, better parts. We may as well just use the old wrecked ones from the early Grand Prix of this season. But yeah, I'm really, looking forward to it. Is probably a bit of a strange term because, well, we've all watched a Monaco Grand Prix. We know how impossible it can be to overtake around here. But still, I like a good challenge on this game. We do need to try and reclaim the lead of the World Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors as well. And obviously a Monaco Grand Prix is always a good shot for that. Crazy races always here in Monaco as well. And I'm really, looking forward to this one. So let's just move on then into the Monaco Grand Prix.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the Professor. There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with a penalty, but I think they'll be able to make some of that back up over the course of the race.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso, and Sainz, Stroll, Ocon. The Professor, they've taken a grid penalty, and Daniel Ricciardo, Van Dorn, Perez, Pierre Gasly, and Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Grosjean, Valtteri Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen. Hartley and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, don't try anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble.
So here we are then, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Really looking forward to this one on the whole. But as I said, starting a bit further down the order than I would have liked. We're probably going to have to try and play a bit of an interesting strategy card going into this one. And the aim was just go really, really long on that set of these super soft tires. But I'm tired of waiting. We just need to try and jump into this race. Here we are then on the grid. It is 5 lights in Monaco. And it's lights out and away we go. Off to a fairly average start on the whole, though. We do get a good run in towards turn 1. Are we going to be able to go down the inside of Ocon? Yes, we do. Sight as well, though. I wasn't actually intended to go down the inside of the Renault driver, but I found the room on the inside. A little bit of contact made between the pair there, but firm but fair. We've now moved up 2 places off the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. Couldn't really ask for much better than that as we come now diving it down in towards the middle sector here, all over the back of my teammate Lance Stroll here. Don't really want to go for a dive too early on him in this race, but you know, if we do get stuck behind him for too long, then we might be trying to go for some dive bombs like we've seen in the past here. But yeah, just trying to find my own track space at the moment as like we go through the hairpin and down in towards the tunnel there. But a good start to Monaco Grand Prix here, but obviously it's most important that we don't let the top guys really start to run away from myself. I think we got the McLaren and Fernando Alonso looking very, very strong in this weekend as well here. He's looking to finally try and get some really good points on the board. This should be a track that suits McLaren as well. Obviously quite an aero-based circuit on the whole as well, which is obviously really, really important for those guys there. But out of the final corner onto, well, through turn 1 even, I should say. I'm losing myself around the Monaco Grand Prix circuit here. But onto lap 4 though, and we were really just starting to now get a little bit, you know, I would say a little bit of itchy feet all over the back of my teammate Lance Stroll here. We needed to try and get past him as soon as possible here in this race. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to send it down the inside at the hair for a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there. But we do, you know, again, firm, fair is a bit of a... I'll leave that one to you guys to debate down in the comments overall there as well. But we are now up into P6 of the Monaco Grand Prix. And onto the end, though, of lap 5, we were really, really struggling for the tyre pressures in the early stages of this race. Or the tyre temperatures, I should say. So we are going to dive it in nice and early here. Actually follow a few of the AI. I was surprised to see them all pitting in so early. Seb, Lewis, and I think that's Fernando Alonso all diving in to the pit lane on the end of lap 5. And we will get off to a fairly decent pit stop there. Lewis Hamilton, well, it would definitely be an illegal pit stop if it was real Formula 1 there. But I think Lewis has been absolutely robbed there. He loses all 3 places, if I'm not mistaken there. So that's going to send him right down to the rear of this little group. But we do stay ahead of all of the other cars there, which is obviously even more important than that there. So we are still up in P13 of the Monaco Grand Prix, but now we've really got to try and push these tyres right the way through to the very end here. 1 lap later though, we were already starting to get held up by the slower car traffic here. This is absolutely critical for myself. Alonso brakes a little earlier than I was expecting there, so we do get down the inside through Larascas there, so really, really happy with that one there, and we are slowly but surely carving my way back up through the order here in the streets of Monaco. As we came in towards Tamani, you can just see slowly but surely getting up to the back of Sebastian Vettel here, and potentially we should be within dive bomb range as we come down in towards the hairpin here, out through in towards Sector 2 through Casino Square there, almost turning too early. Have to, you know, almost bail out of the corner ever so slightly there as well. But just look at this train of cars as we came now down in towards the hairpin. We are going to send it down the inside of the Ferrari man here. Get the car fully alongside, and then usually the AI will give you the room on the inside. So now up into P9 of the Monaco Grand Prix once more here. Back up to where I started already. I'm at only 8 laps in, so obviously this is really, really important for myself here. All over the back now, slowly but surely, of Max Verstappen here. You can see we got, I think that's Grosjean, Bottas and K-Mag here, all holding us up. So, you know, some of them have got a bit of an alliance with Ferrari. I don't think Bottas is really going to have any alliance with anyone there, but the team just telling me about the engines showing signs of wear here. Obviously a little less important than around most Grand Prix, but to the outside of Max Verstappen through Rascas this time around. Are we going to be able to make this work? We're going to try and go for the switchback move on the exit, push him on the exit of the corner. We're going to muscle ourselves to the inside. It's going to be a drag race down towards turn 1 here, brake just a little bit later than the Red Bull man there, and obviously on the inside nothing he's really going to be able to do against that one there. And now up into P8 of the Monaco Grand Prix once more here. So we are carving our way through the order here. 1 lap later, all over the back of the Haas of Kevin Magnussen here as we came in towards turn 1. He's trying to play a little bit defensive here, not really too sure why. I'd have to be pretty stupid to try and go for a move around the outside of the opening couple of corners, but we can try and go for a move down in towards Casino Square. They just cannot maintain the momentum around the outside of the Haskell here, but we are all over the back of him once again. Are we going to see another one of my Lowe's hairpins? Dive bombs! Yes, we are. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there. I don't think we quite had the car fully alongside there for K-Mag to realise we were going for it, but we do make it work up into P7, and we are just making our way up the order, scoring more and more points on the board with every overtake that we make. One lap later, once again, Bottas now having to go defensive on myself. You know, we're not afraid to make the moves here in Monaco, and, well, once again, I wouldn't have given you any money if you'd been able to guess that one, but it's up now into P6 of the Monaco Grand Prix here. Just making those moves into an unlikely place, but the hairpin is, you know, a place to make moves against the AI overall. That was obviously really, really important for ourselves there. All over the back now of Roman Grosjean, though, as we come in towards the final sector, almost just pushing him most of the way through these corners here. Are we going to be able to have a look up the inside into La Rascas? No, we don't, but we do go for a little bit of a switchback move here. Up the inside in towards Anthony Nogue, and we do make that work up into P5 of the race there. Well, you know, we've just proven that you don't need to just overtake at the hairpin. You know, we've overtaken at T1, at Rascas, Anthony Nogue, absolutely everywhere around the, you know, sort of the first and end, the first sort of quarter of the track and the last little bit of the race there. But yeah, one lap later, once we were in that clear S, fastest lap of the Grand Prix almost instantly, just really showed about how much pace and potential we have in this race. A couple of laps later, though, onto the end, though, of lap 13. Danny Rick's taking the lead. Kimi Räikkönen, though, has still come out ahead of me here on that harder compound of the tyres in the first stint there. So he is really still looking very, very strong in this Monaco Grand Prix to still come through to win it here. But I'm looking like, you know, I could be very, very close with Danny Rick as well by the end of the pit stop window here. It's going to be tight to see who's going to be out just in front of this Monaco Grand Prix and effectively a net P2. But a couple of laps later, we would be getting our answer. Danny Rick comes out of the pit lane now. Are we going to be able to make the move on him? It's going to be very, very close. In towards turn 1, we'd be comfortably ahead. But remember, he does have the shorter line. But right around the outside we go there. And we will now hold on to the net P2 of this Grand Prix here. Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso here. Toro Rosso having an absolutely fantastic day out. You know, I think they were running in basically a net 4th and 5th at this stage of the day there, so that was absolutely important for them. But by lap 24, Kimi Räikkönen looked dead set to win this Grand Prix here. There was just nothing we were able to do against the Ferrari man. You know, he had the pace, he had the control over the rest of the field here. But just have a look on the mini-map. With 15 laps to go, we were slowly but surely getting closer to a, you know, a huge train of slower traffic here. So with Monaco, it's quite difficult to obviously lap cars as well. And by lap 29, you can see Kimi was getting absolutely screwed by this. I have no idea whether the AI are a little bit broken in terms of lapping each other, but around Monaco, Kimi just, they weren't physically getting out of the way, and I'm sure he feels absolutely robbed by this one, especially with it being the Sauber car, you know, meant to be a little bit of a helper to Ferrari in this career mode there. We're going to do what we did to Grosjean, though. We're going to send it down the inside. A lot of contact made between myself and Kimi there. He tried to turn over me, but I'm taking no shit from him there. We now move up into the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix here. I think Danny Rick's going to try and look around the outside at turn 1. There's going to be a drag race between the pair of them as they come up the hill here. Who is going to come out on top? I think it is going to be Kimi Räikkönen, though. He is still going to be able to hold on to that place. He's going to have the inside through Casino Square there. And they're still side by side. What a phenomenal battle that is between the Red Bull and the Ferrari there. But Räikkönen on the inside, he is going to be able to hang out Kimi Räikkönen. The other way around even. Räikkönen was able to hang out Danny Rick to dry there. So we will just hold on to P2 of the Monaco Grand Prix here. But we really just need to try and get our way through this lap traffic here. You see Ericsson tries to move out the way, but doesn't let off the throttle. And this was the real issue that I'm sure Kimi was having. You know, the AI simply just weren't getting out of the way. You know, in the places where I could be a lot quicker than the AI, you know, they can then move out of the way. In the places Kimi could, obviously the AI being a lot more evenly matched to each other, there was just no chance for him there. And as I said, it felt a little bit like he'd been robbed out of what was almost a guaranteed race victory here. But still, you know, I'm happy to take the full 25 points if it does come to it. But obviously there is still 7 laps to go of this Grand Prix. Kimi is still applying the pressure here all over the back, though, of my teammate Lance Stroll. Didn't expect to be lapping him today, considering he started ahead of me in this race. But what a hectic race for my teammate Lance Stroll here in the Monaco Grand Prix. All over the back, though, now of Esteban Ocon and Nico Hulkenberg here. And we clip the wall through Rascas there. That is a sideways in the middle of the circuit. Nowhere for Kimi Räikkönen to go. We need to make sure that we don't give him any opportunity to try and sneak around the outside there. And somehow even with that, only at Monaco will we be able to hold on to the race lead after spinning it like that there. That is just, well, Monaco may be an absolute pain of a racetrack, but it certainly does make a very, very good car park here. And that was absolutely critical for myself in this race. On to the final lap, though, of the Monaco Grand Prix. And Rixon, he just wasn't able to pile on the pressure right towards the very end. Wasn't able to force me into a mistake in the final few laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. It had been a tough couple of rounds for us in this championship. You know, no points out at Spain. A very, very low points finish in Baku as well here. Sergio Perez was able to take the lead of the Drivers' World Championship. But we've come back in fighting fashion here in the Monaco Grand Prix. It's going to be my third podium in a row around the streets of Monaco. My second race victory in a row around here as well. Maybe we could try and challenge for Senna's record in the later seasons of this Road to Glory there. But through the final couple of corners, though, it's going to be my third race victory of the season. Retake the lead of the Drivers' World Championship, as well as the Constructors. It's P1 at the Monaco Grand Prix once more.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
Brilliant stuff from Williams today. What a superb victory. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it's fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top three, out onto the podium.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the Monaco Grand Prix. What a crazy race that was. Honestly, going into this, I didn't think I really stood much of a shot. But still, you know, we were able to hold on in the end. You know, perseverance, a lot of luck as well. And obviously the aggression against the AI meant that we were able to come through for the race victory there. But yeah, ahead of Kimi Räikkönen and Danny Rick. Brendan Hartley, though, in P4. What a race that has been for him. I think he scored more points there than potentially that he's ever scored in the rest of this Williams Road to Glory career mode there. K-Mag, obviously Season 1's race victor, if I remember correctly, they're up in P5 ahead of Verstappen from pole all the way down to P6. Heartbreak for him on the two-star. Hamilton, Alonso, Pierre Gasly and Perez round out the point scorers there. Van Dorn, Seb down in P12, Bottas down in P13, with Grosjean, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Lance Stroll, Ericsson and Charles Leclerc round out the finishers there, with Carlos Sainz, the one retirement from this Grand Prix there. A lot of mixed up grid at the end of the day, but we reclaim the lead of the Drivers' World Championship there. 103 points to Sergio Perez's 81 there, so really, you know, getting a clear-cut advantage at the top once more. Danny Rick moves past Seb, whilst the other Ferrari jumps Max Verstappen there. Räikkönen now ahead of Max. K-Mag jumps Ocon and Ericsson further down the order there. We can see both Mercedes still in no man's land, but really, you know, fighting my teammate overall there as well. Meanwhile, we've got 4 times the points of Lance overall there. K-Mag, though, as I said, ahead of Ericsson and Ocon there. Hartley jumps Leclerc, Sainz and Hulkenberg there, with Pierre Gasly also putting points on the board. Leaves Romain Grosjean and Stoffel Van Dorn the only 2 drivers yet to score in this championship there. In terms of the constructors, well, both Williams and Red Bull jump Ferrari. They're back up now into the lead. Only 7 points, though, still separate all 3 teams. Force India have a torrid day out, lose lots of time and points to the top 3 teams. They're really going to be interesting to see if they can keep up. But Mercedes hold on to 5th, Sauber 6th, McLaren in 7th, Haas and Toro Rosso both jump Renault as well at the end of the day. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you do like and subscribe if you're new around here as well, and if you want to see more of my F1 2018 Williams Road to Glory. But that has been it for the Monaco Grand Prix. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time out at Canada.